Greetings, friends. This is Elizabeth Shermer and the Alchemy Mystery School with our Leo New Moon message. The Leo New Moon occurs later today, which is August 18th at 7:42 p.m. Pacific Time. We're going to begin by taking a breath. This is an amazing new moon. The energies are so potent and at the same time so simple that we can each, they're designed to support each of us and give us exactly what we need for moving forward. So let's take a breath. We connect with the highest frequencies of wisdom, love, and light, and we ask for each of us to receive now in this moment and in every moment exactly what we need, the trust and confidence and courage to remember that we are truly sovereign in this world, and the willingness to show up for our highest and best in every moment with courage and faith and joy and abundant well-being. So just take a moment, breathe into your heart. What's most important about this message today are not all the words. What's most important about this message and this new moon is the actual energy of life that's available to each of us right now. So feel your feet, feel your connection to the earth, whatever your own grounding practices are. And with your in-breath, breathe up the fire and vitality and life within the earth, within your own body. Take a breath, allow that breath to move all the way to your heart and even higher. And then move your awareness above to your crown chakra, whatever your practices are of connecting to the light above. Imagine a waterfall of infusion of nourishing light pouring down on you. You might experience it as water, you might experience it as light. However it comes to you, it is nourishing and life-giving. This energy of Leo is all about strengthening our connection to the light above and as well to the light below, and finding a new quality of inner creativity and courage and confidence and vitality that brings us health and well-being. There's an ability now to become the true bridge between heaven and earth that we're designed to be, and to feel that bridge of vitality in our bodies. So what I'm going to do today is bring forward a little bit about the astrology chart and then share the incredibly inspiring tarot spread that we received earlier today. The advice and the guidance from our guides to release the need for too many words is good for me. I've found myself struggling in bringing this message to you only because I feel it so potently, and I've been struggling to find the right words because there are so many words. This is one of those new moons where I could easily write an entire book about how special and important and unique and powerful this time is and how inspiring. So I appreciate the message from the guides to just breathe and allow yourself and trust, allow yourself to receive and trust that you will receive what you need. And that's practice for every moment moving forward, right? Okay, so before I share a little bit about the chart, I just want to give you a very brief introduction to the energies of the Leo New Moon based on the tarot cards for this moon. And so the card for Leo is called Lust. In other tarot decks, most tarot decks, it's called Strength. And Lust or Strength refers to your inner lust, your inner strength for life, the fire that sustains you. And so in this painting, Beauty and the Beast are actually submerged within the earth, and they are rising. Beauty has overcome her fears. She has befriended the power of the lion, and they're both turned to gold, and now they rise. This is an image of the Ace of Wands, the gift of new life, of new beginning, and a banishing of fear, a willingness to incorporate. The principle in this card is your willingness to incorporate all that you are in order to become and to be all that you came to be and all that you are in this moment and moving forward. So this is a moon infused with creativity, vitality, courage, daring, inspiration, and new willpower, new ability to choose yourself. And that's reflected in both of the other cards. The practical card, the Seven of Wands, is called Valor. This is the called the Minor Arcana card for the new moon at 27 Leo. Can you see how the 6 wands in the background are creating a stable grid or template? And then the central wand is vibrating. There are sparks flying off of it. This represents the infusion of new creative power, both from above and below, and your ability to hold new levels of intensity and allow those new levels of intensity to integrate. Valor means showing up, choosing yourself, choosing your highest and best, releasing old habits and patterns that diminish your well-being or sabotage you or give away your power. It's choosing your power for yourself in order to be the beauty and fullness and truth, the luster of who you really are. And the Prince of Wands is echoing that courage. You see the lion pulling his chariot. This is you infused with new willpower to step forward in your life. This is a card of falling in love with life, falling in love with the bigness and glory and beauty of the world, choosing to move from the darkness into the light as Beauty and the Beast, as beauty is rising from the shadows. The Prince of Wands is moving out of the shadows into the light. So this moon couldn't come at a better time. All year we have been looking forward to this month with the Aquarius new full moon 2 weeks ago and then the Leo new moon today for an infusion of new personal power and independence and freedom. The underlying signature of this chart is personal freedom. That's what we're stepping into. That's what the Aquarian age is all about. And this new moon chart indeed shows a new, very powerful and very real threshold. So I'm going to briefly talk about the beautiful energies of the chart, and then I'll show you the cards we received that give us practical advice for moving forward. Let's see if I have a pen here. So this circle here is the new moon. Those two, the glyphs for the sun and moon are both at 27 Leo right now, and then Mercury is just 2 degrees away, and Mercury is moving ahead of the new moon, and what that signifies is new awareness and new realizations and new insights into what true power is and who you really are and what you're really here to do and be in the world. And then this is a bowl pattern. Everything is held in this half of the chart, and a bowl always signifies a container that's being held for a quality of integration. We've been receiving bowls now for the last several cycles, and so there's all of this support now to keep integrating all of our learning and all the challenges, which are enormous because we're on such an accelerated pattern of growth. Then significant here, I've circled Uranus. The exact midpoint of the bowl is in Taurus, only 2 degrees from Uranus. And so Uranus is, again, prominently figured in the chart as a center point of integration. And Uranus holds the energies of freedom and the willingness to leave behind whatever doesn't serve us in order to step into new beginnings. Another key point in the chart is Mars, which is the quality of taking decisive action. And the energy of Mars has an interesting new awareness. The red squares to the ongoing conjunctions in Capricorn, which signify your willingness to make decisions and take actions that support you and your inner authority versus external authority. And then trine to the new moon, a feeling of ease and harmony. So Mars and the urge to act right now is going to, come through a sense of harmony and ease. because this new infusion of energy is very inspiring. So one of the most interesting things about our chart is this very strong solid dashed green line going across the bowl, and that's going directly from Saturn to the new moon in an exact, what's called an inconjunct. And the inconjunct represents a situation or a frequency or a signature that is not naturally harmonized. So when there's a significant inconjunct, what it means is the necessity for inner adjustment. So those of us in Tarot know all the principles of the adjustment card, and this means coming to your own relationship with circumstances. The overall energy of this chart is very future oriented. That's the Uranus signature at the middle of the bowl. It's future oriented and activating your intuition and your imagination with incredible inspiration. That's the energy at 27 Leo. That incredible inspiration for new beginnings and new thresholds. And then Saturn at inconjunct is saying, build within. Something I forgot to mention is that all of the planets out from Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, all 5 are retrograde right now. This is also really important because the energies are building within us. The retrograde influence takes all of these potentials and moves them within so that we can come to our own alignment. So the beauty of this inconjunct and the beauty of the message of this moon to build your energies within is the opportunity for an up-leveling into new qualities of independence, new boundaries, and new strength of our vertical alignment, grounding above and below. A new sense and quality of the ability to make choice from within. And a quality of ease and trust and joy. The guides right now are saying that we have been working so hard. We have all been working so hard. We're tired. It's been a very challenging year. I believe unprecedented in the history of our world, especially for the way in which we are elevating as a human family across the globe now. And so it's an extraordinarily challenging time. And remember that the universe always offers everything in balance. So the extremity of the challenge signifies the extremity of the opportunity and the degree of joy which we can connect with now. So for Mystery School, in our group work, the last 2 or 3 weeks especially, we've received very powerful messages of encouragement and the guidance to take the rest of this cycle of Leo moving into September to really restore and rejuvenate within, to take time to build up our energy, to refrain from feeling like the need to make big external decisions and build inspiration and vitality. And we will be using all this build-up energy and all this creativity and willpower and courage and inspiration. We'll be using this as we move forward in the fall. So it was no surprise to us that the actual advice from the new moon was to do the same, to build up our energies, to allow the infusion of new possibilities and the urges to act and the inspiration to build within. So having said that, I'm excited now to share our new moon spread with you. So let me take these away and we will start. I always like to start the way I dive into a body, mind, spirit spread is I always begin with the central card, which is the position of mind, which is the point of awareness that I can connect with. It's where my choice exists. And so the first card in our spread, in the position of mind in the middle of the spread, is the Fool. And the Fool is the card for Uranus in astrology. This represents a literal new beginning. It's an affirmation of us crossing a new threshold. I love the painting that Lady Frida Harris created for the image of the Fool. He is so strong and filled with heart. The emerald green of his suit is the strong, trusting heart chakra, the knowledge that and the belief and the wisdom that carries us forward. His feet are off the ground. He's coming through a birth canal, and then there's all these beautiful symbols and images of universal support and creativity. And if you work with the Thoth cards, then I encourage you to meditate with this card and see what image you're drawn to. At any time, it will most likely be something different. Right now, I'm drawn to the butterfly right here, which is not what I'm usually drawn to when I work with this card, and that's signifying new life. So that's a message for me and perhaps for all of us, and getting yes, that we can trust the emergence of new life now, and it's coming from within. We are the bringers of new life. So the next card in the position of body or circumstances emphasizes this quality of us, each of us being the bringers of new life. This is the Princess of Swords. The Princess of Swords, I call her in my mind the Dragon Slayer. She is the fierce part of you that is coming to a new birth. And see again the echoing of the heart chakra energy. This is very much, this is inspiration, all the yellow, inspiration, and the sword, the elevated mind and intuition coming from a full heart and a commitment to showing up for the highest and best of you, the highest and best of yourself, and moving forward in life with determination and fierce love for life and a willingness to slay whatever your own fears are. That's the Dragon Slayer part of the Princess of Swords. She is fearless in showing up for her own challenges. And that's signified also by she's emerging from an old altar, and the altar is decaying or dismantling into smoke, if you can see that. This represents a willingness to shed old beliefs, old ideas, old allegiances, old attachments, and also to allow the dismantling of all that is crumbling around us. This is extraordinarily challenging. And to have these two cards together in our new moon message is an incredible synchronicity that we have come to a new time and a new place of empowerment. We've all learned so much, and let's just go back to the beginning of the year, the beginning of 2020, and all that has unfolded. We have each learned so much, and we are ready now to begin integrating what we've learned and preparing to move forward in new ways. And this is emphasized by the Ace of Wands in the Physician of Spirit, the affirmation of new life, new birth, and a new beginning. The fire of the Ace of Wands clears the past. It cleanses and harmonizes and renews and restores. Remember how I said that when Beauty and the Beast heal their fears of the shadow, they rise, and that's the Ace of Wands rising and illuminating the world, all fresh, all new. So we are indeed standing at a new threshold. And so seeing this spread, knowing what I know about the cards and knowing what I already know about the chart, I of course was really excited, and I was very curious for the fourth card, because I always draw another card for what needs to be integrated or an additional tool, and we received the adjustment card. The adjustment card, you may remember when I was describing the astrology chart, I used the word adjustment. This is the card that signifies your new quality of inner power, your ability to work within, to balance, there's that sword, to balance everything on your own alignment to inner truth. This is when we work with the deep teachings in Tree of Life, this is the card of most strength in the deck, and she actually is the counterpart on Tree of Life to the Fool. No accident there. The Fool is the beginning of all pure potential, an enormous wave, and the adjustment card is the card that receives all that potential and integrates and balances it and brings it in to come into a full relationship of inner alignment. There's another important teaching with the adjustment card, which is the courage and willingness to show up to clear our own patterns. We could call this karma. Actually, in Pamela Eakin's work, who you may be familiar with, she calls this card the karma card, because this is the ability to come to adjustment is the willingness to show up and take responsibility for every circumstance in our life in order to integrate and heal. And so that is the teaching behind the lust card, to incorporate everything, to call it all home, to bring everything back. And to, by bringing everything back, calling all the parts of ourselves home, that's we call that shadow work. It's bringing back the parts that have been rejected, and it's also owning the circumstances that show qualities that are still needing healing in our own life. It's also paying attention to when we feel disappointed or afraid or worried or exhausted in a heavy fatigue way that's very common right now because of the degree of emotional fatigue in the astral world of our collective psyche. All of this is for the purpose of showing up. So as I was preparing today and meditating on the princess, which I love so much, one of my favorite cards, and we've been working with her a bit in mystery school recently, I was meditating on the teachings I've received of the princess and the understanding in our world and in our lives, if there are dragons in our lives, they are our dragons. Our worry and our fear and whatever obstacles hold us up are our teachers. And this is a new time to come to a new level of appreciation and understanding, and to receive joy and inspiration and healing and vitality from the willingness and ability to incorporate our own dragons, and to trust that each of us are in the right place at the right time. That's a really big, important understanding right now. We're rising as a collective. We're moving from external systems of authority into a new authority of the heart, a new authority that is based on higher principles of freedom and truth and life for all. So in order to do that, the old systems need to dismantle. The dismantling is necessary, and that's happening collectively. It's also happening for each of us personally. So the more we can release whatever doesn't serve us, the more we realize more and more as all those old personas and old beliefs fall away, the more we realize who we really are. And that's the beauty of these two cards working together, is to realize, and we can put all three of them together, to realize more and more and more who we really are as we cross this new threshold. Know that you have everything you need, that you are in the right place at the right time, and that every person, what if every person in the world, even in the midst of all the confusing circumstances and the intensity, what if every person is in the place they need to be to show up for their piece of this? And that we all have something to learn. We all have a way to contribute. This next couple of weeks is a time for you to receive a reset. Allow the infusion of the sun to beam down on you, to fill you with new insights and new awareness and new vigor of your own deep energy and deep strength. This is the Strength Lust card from Kim Kranz's Wild Unknown Tarot deck. And I just was inspired to bring this forward because the figure 8, the image of the sun above, is the image of drawing down the light. And the figure 8 signifies your weaving together of your spirit, upper spirit, and the soul of your connection to the earth. And by weaving all of those energies together through your heart, through all of your energy system, strengthening your vertical alignment, you will incorporate and integrate all of your lifetimes. This point in history now, we are bringing forward all that has ever been. And as the circumstances continue to intensify, it becomes a little easier to realize that, because this is larger than life, what's unfolding. We are healing beyond what we can even understand. So know that you carry within everything you need, that you have access to infinite support, and that our job right now is to reconnect with the truth of who we are, to know that there is infinite possibility, and to trust your imagination, trust your intuition, trust your calm heart, And then trust your fierce determination to move forward in new ways. And remember that the work for the next couple of weeks is to continue to build your own energies. There will be new insight and new clarity in early September about specific actions to take. Right now, the actions are to build up within, to reflect on everything you've learned, to cultivate inspiration, commit to your daily practices, commit to each other, commit to your friends, commit to those relationships that support you and nourish you. And we are here now to encourage each other, to speak to the truth, speak to the highest and best, and share our visions of possibility. There's a bright future waiting for us all. Thank you for being part of this message. I wish you a beautiful month of new moon creativity as it begins to unfold. And thank you for your part in showing up for this lifetime and for the beauty that you are here to bring to the world. This is Elizabeth Shermer in the Alchemy Mystery School, and I'll see you again in a couple of weeks with our Pisces full moon. Have an amazing new moon.